Well, welcome back to Grounding Gods. It's so nice to have you here. Let's see what Spirit wants to talk about today. Like I've said before, I always let Spirit pick all of the. Oh, I think we should keep that one out. I always let Spirit pick the decks I'm using, and actually, it's very odd because they picked one, two, three, four of the decks that they requested me to pull guidance from yesterday. So that's the first time that's ever happened. But it's in a different order, so we'll see what happens. But I never do a layout before I pick out all of the cards because I'm not sure uh, which cards, how many cards from each deck they're going to pull. So first, let's see what they want, and then I will do the layout. All right? All right, good enough. See what else they want from here. Okay. Okay, they want 3 cards. Okay, this is actually a second card. Was that? Nope. One more. Okay, this is the third card. And this deck, I think some of you might be familiar with. It's by Kim Krans, The Archetypes. It's a very popular deck. And there was one other card that came out when I was doing the pre-shuffle, and that was this card. So I'm going to put this actually at the very beginning of the reading. We'll see how that falls into place. And this was the second deck they asked me to pull from, the Harmony Tarot deck, and this is by Harmony Nice. All right, let's see what they want us to do here. Oops, that's a definite. And okay, they want 5 cards. Okay. 3, 4. And is this one? Nope. Okay, that's 5. All right. And the third card today, like I've said before, is just one of my favorites. It's not a lot of cards in the deck compared to some of the other decks, as you can see. But whoever did this did spend a lot of time and effort, and really, it always has very interesting messages. And that's the Oracle of Trees. It looks like Francesca Valentine. It's probably in Italian, so I'm mispronouncing it. And more, here, I'll just put it up here in case any of you have better Italian or Latin or Spanish than I do. Okay, let's see what it is that they want me to do with this today. Okay. Okay. 7. Wow. Okay. All right. I will not argue with them. There's always a reason. I think, what? What are they talking about? Are they... Obviously, they're not crazy. Yeah. And it always becomes very clear, but at first sometimes it seems a little unbelievable. Okay, so 2 more. Okay, this was it. And 1 more. And that's it. Okay. All right then. So then we're on to the Crystal Wisdom deck, a Healing Oracle, excuse me, by Judy Hall. There, sorry for the noise. Oh, that went to flying, so we're going to take that one. It's airborne. Crystals that are airborne. You don't see that every day. Wow, okay. Okay, 3 more cards here. Okay, and 1 more card here. Okay, that's the card. All right, and last but not least, this is such a beautiful deck. The artwork in this deck is just, sometimes I just wish I had so much time to just sit and meditate on some of these cards. And that was the one that the card came out while I was doing the pre-shuffle. And this is by Alana Fairchild. Oh, the artwork is actually by Andrew Gonzalez. So you might want to look him up just as an artist. And that's the White Light Oracle. Usually very deep messages. And they asked me to use faith today, so yesterday they did a relationship reading. How many cards here? One, two, three. Just this one. Okay. And let me focus, sorry. Another 5. Wow, okay. Okay. You're the boss. I'll go with you. I know better than not to trust. I've learned my lessons the hard way. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's lay this out. It looks like we're going to need a little bit more space. So I'm just going to move some of this back. Let's see if I can just do that. I might stop the video and move it if I can't get it from here and here. And maybe I can just put these to the side. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. All right, then. Okay, so let's just go as they have decided it should be. All right, so this was the one that fell. Arsham. So I'm going to have to meditate on that for a while to see why they have chosen that for us today. Okay, the father. Well, that's very interesting. Okay. Oh, look, look, look. Look, you see how she's kind of like a half sphere, semi-sphere on the top and bottom, and this card is mirroring that. So that is trying to tell us something. All right, and let's see this one, the animal, and that's interesting. It has a similar pattern. And the mother. Oh, what are the chances? The father and the mother. All right, so let's keep going. No, I'm sorry. Did I have this upside down? Because I think I remember them flipping when they came out, so they want to come out upside down. Okay, so we're gonna read them the way they want to be read. Okay, Knight of Summer. So we had the 4 of Spring, the Knight of Summer, the Ace of Winter, the 6 of Autumn, and La Lune. What is with all the Latin today? I guess that could also be French too. All right. So here we go. The Tree of the Desert. I love this tree. It's a wonderful. You'll see how that. The Tree of Zakim also has a wonderful meaning. They have so many of these. I'm going to just put these down here. I'm going to have to figure out the layout in a minute. Make sure it all comes. Oh, the Tree of the Dead. That actually came out yesterday. The Tree of Life. Now, how interesting is this? The father, the mother, the Tree of the Dead, the Tree of the Life. Wow, this is going to be a very interesting reading. Okay, the Peach Tree. What is that Disney movie it makes me think of with Poe? Oh, the Kung Fu Panda, right? Or the dragon, yes, I'm sorry. Okay, back to the reading. So, the Peach Tree. That's usually a tree of wisdom, correct? The Oak Tree, very old and wise as well. And the Weeping Willow. All right, and then we have these crystals. Okay. The Rainbow Mionite. Now, I just saw a 22. Here's another 22, and this is a 22. That's a master builder number. I don't know if you're into numerology. Oh, Moldavite, one of my favorite crystals. Extremely powerful. Mukite, Jasper. Casper the Friendly Ghost. All right, and Brandenburg Amethyst, another one of my favorites. I think I'm so sorry, I'm outside the thing, and Malachite. Okay, so we need to figure this out right away. I'm going to move this completely. We're going to have to maximize the space here. I'm so sorry. I'll probably when I edit, I'll cut this out so this does not take up all of your time. I know how precious everybody's time is. But like I said, I can't predetermine the spread because, you know, it's not from me. I have to wait and see what they're giving me. All right, let's look at these. Oh, the spirit. Now, this is interesting because this goes back to the spirit of bear, goes back to the animal spirit and also this mother spirit. This is a divine card to get. This is Cupio Dissolvi, Zeta of Venus, and Obadiah. I want to stop the video and then I'm going to figure out the best way to line these up. And then I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. That was the first time I had to stop the video to do the spread. I just didn't want you sitting there while I was trying to feel how Spirit wanted me to read the spread to you. So it's in order the way that the cards had been picked. I just wanted a form that would translate easier for you to understand what I was talking about. Okay, so let me think for a minute and just look at the cards for a second and get an idea of what this message is. Okay. All right. I hope I say this properly, and I don't want to offend anyone, but what this card is talking about is gender fluidity. Now, stay with me for a minute. It's talking about how each and every one of us has masculine, the father, and the mother, right? The masculine and feminine energy within us. However, this particular energy, you see how they're blocking their heart? It's like they're trying to protect it. This person or being or soul is not clear on exactly who they are meant to be. I mean, obviously they know who they were born, their name and their gender, things like that. But they don't know what their real inner calling is. There's some confusion there. And I'm not talking about their gender. I'm talking about kind of their life, their passion, right? Their heart's passion, their soul's purpose. So why is that? You know, this was the card that Spirit in the pre-shuffle kind of spit out. So this is the main theme of this reading. So why is that? We after that they gave us father and mother. Now the father is a dual energy, right? Masculine energy is dual, just like everything else in the universe. There is the side that is loving and protective, right? The masculine energy. And the side where when they abandon us, you know, kind of like leaving us to the wolves when we need to come into our own, right? Some fathers protect too long. Some fathers abandon too early. And this card was this way. So it was sideways, not straight up. So there is definitely some imbalance in the energy for this reading, for the reason why you might be having issues with knowing exactly who or what you want to be going forward. I mean, obviously you're not feeling happy. You look a little bit, your head's down a little bit, you're closed off, you're looking a little bit maybe fearful or maybe unsure or ashamed or afraid or something of this nature, unsure of yourself. So the mother, I'm just going to skip for a moment. well, maybe I should not skip. So the father energy, or I want to say masculine energy. The animal is the fact that humans are all animals, right? We're all animals, whether we like to hear that or not. So in this first column that they gave us, we have the spirit, we have the masculine energies, we have our animalistic side, and the feminine energies. So what is the dark and light of the feminine energies? You know, the mother gives birth to us, right? You see the snake here protecting her brood, all these eggs. But you see another mother, symbolically, this long painted fingernails. She's reaching in to grab the golden egg, or sometimes people call it the golden child. So you have a mother who is giving us life and nurturing us to grow, but sometimes you also have the negative or the dark side of the mother where she tries to prohibit your growth. You know, you have that also in the female energy. So this was upside down. So it looks like there was definitely an imbalance in the masculine energy, probably when you were a child, right? Whether that was coming from your mother or father, that only you know. And there was definitely something wrong with the female energy in one or both of your adults. Maybe they were too clingy, maybe they were a bit suffocating or too controlling or something of that nature. And because of that, your animal self, your instinctual self, is also askew, right? It's in the opposite of the father, but sorry, it's outside, but it is not balanced, right? It's not showing upright. And your soul at this point is at a crossroads. It's like do or die time, right? You're at a crossroads. It's time. It needs to move on. It's doesn't want to stay here any longer. It shows, this was the card that came upside down, the five of spring. Well, what you see is a bloom, you know, a flower blooming, and there's definitely parts of you that have bloomed very nicely, very successfully. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blooms, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buds that have not bloomed yet, or almost look like they're dying. So it's not to say that you are not realized in many facets. You are, but there seems to there's a large part of you that has not been realized yet, and you just have an inner knowing that something is amiss. So the night of summer, it shows realizing, right? So in summer, everything has been realized. So you see this sword being thrust into this. So something has been blocking your ability to fully bloom, right? To fully realize yourself, your masculine and your feminine side. So it's time, the ace, it's time to start a period of contemplation, winter, right? Hibernation. So it's time to start reflecting. You know, it's kind of like the Hermit card, where you go within and for contemplation. And during that time period of contemplation, you will, is that on this card here? I'm sorry, I can't see what that is. Oh, the petals are falling. Yes. Well, yes. At this point in fall, as the petals are falling, right, this is showing during this time of contemplation, you will come to realize what parts of yourself are not allowing you to grow to your fullest potential. But here we have this dark night, kind of like a dark night of the moon, a soul, a dark night of the moon. And I don't know if you can see this card. It's the moon has kind of an expression. It's not a happy expression. And there's two constellations of hands, kind of holding, I guess the way a mother might hold someone. But the moon does not look comforted. And so I get the feeling that there are some emotions that you're dealing with about this situation that are really quite heavy and need to be dealt with. So we go on to the trees, and actually I was just trying to see how Spirit wanted to let this unfold, but now I feel that these three actually go with this one crystal. I'm just going to put those like that and put this up here. So with the trees, we have the tree of the desert. And you see there's a dead animal here, right? Things that have not survived. And there's someone walking away, and we're in the desert, but yet, it's not completely, it's not a negative card because there's definitely water underneath. There's somewhere water underneath this dry, arid land. Otherwise, you wouldn't have this tree, even though it's quite gnarled. But this person, you, are walking, you're leaving this behind, right? You're leaving this behind and walking towards an oasis. There's an oasis in the desert. But going back to the moon, this is a tree that symbolizes, it looks like burning skulls, but actually they're flowers. This tree actually has flowers, blooms that look like skulls that are this color. And it symbolizes, hell, right? But in a reading, it is saying that your emotions, your dark emotions about this situation, right, which probably was something to do, it could be something more recent, but it's so ingrained in you as an individual that it's probably something more from childhood. But your dark emotions, and they're not harming whomever energy caused this situation. This is harming you. It's keeping you in your own hell. And so they are reiterating that it's time to cut, let it fall. You see, both of these have that. I don't know if you can see these petals falling and these leaves falling. It's time to reflect and figure out what it is you're so angry about or fearful of. And start working to eradicate that so that you can move on. This is going from the tree of the dead to the tree of life. And this tree is full of fruit, right? It's being realized. And of course, we know the universal symbol for transformation and rebirth. And in the layout of the cards, we see that that is moving right into the next card. It's as if this goddess, she's floating on a cloud, so we know she's a goddess. It's as if she's waiting for these butterflies. She's waiting for you. This is your divine feminine waiting for you to fully realize her, to turn her around despite what has blocked her. And that's very interesting because the very next card, this is a symbol of the divine masculine, the oak tree. I mean, this lives forever and is one of the strongest trees. It's very stable. And that is the essence, right, of your divine masculine. I mean, your divine feminine is like a goddess, it's a spiritual, it's your spiritual self. And your divine masculine is how you grow into the world. It's how your actions that manifest in the real world, that build like these centuries old buildings. So these have come together, right, to show you that this is exactly what this reading is about. It's amazing. Spirit, I don't know how they do this, but they always do. But yet again, in this column, the weeping willow. Your greatest, I mean, whatever happened before, yes, is what caused this blockage, right? For you to doubt who you really are and why you're here and what you want to accomplish, what you want to grow, what you want to build in your life. That masculine self, how you want to assert yourself in the world. But you can't be the weeping willow. You can't have these dark emotions. They have to be cut out. They have to be cut out of your life for you to continue to grow in all aspects of your life. And in all aspects, in personal, physical, your physical health, your mental well-being, your heart, your energetic body, your spirit, and so forth. So crystals are healing cards. I'm going to move that up. Crystals are healing cards, and this is very interesting. You see the colors coming together here, right? And this crystal is mirroring the shape of the trunk here, right? And the colors here are also in her. So, and this is the way Spirit pulls. Look at the malachite with the tree, right? This is the way they pull. So this is crystals are healing. So these are probably the messages on how they want you to deal with this. Now this is rainbow Mayanite, and this is like, it has the vibration. I don't know if you've ever seen this crystal. It has the vibration that allows you to connect to the rainbow bridge. I don't know if you know what that is. If you do, okay. If you don't, I don't really have time. I mean, it will make this video go on for quite a length. Maybe I'll do that, another video of that. But you can just easily Google that. But it is a way to connect to your spiritual self, right? To help you overcome these these feelings that you're having. Now, you might not even be aware of them. It might just be a feeling in your heart. You could have a tightness or tightness in your chest, right? But it's there. Spirit saying is there, and it's there. So, and then this, we go to Moldavite. I don't know if you've ever held this. This, they say, is actually originated from a meteorite that came to Earth quite some time in the past. I don't know exactly when, I can't remember. Anyway, I don't know if you've ever felt this. I have several pieces of it. It is electrifying. It is absolutely electrifying when you hold this stone. They might be actually advising you. This is the center column of the reading. So it could be that they are advising you to reach this. It's so powerful. It can overcome quite a bit. But as you can see, again, it's mimicking the trunk. So it's relating back to this and talking about the bridge, like the rainbow bridge, between your earthbound body and your soul, and how this is a really important connection to nourish, so that you can comfortably and knowingly understand how to get past this blockage, these dark emotions, how to cut them out, and how to move forward. Now, I said that earlier, Jasper. This stone balances the inner and outer self, which again is talking about inner self is your spiritual feminine energy, and your outer self is your masculine active energy, how you act and how you form or create or construct things in the physical plane. So all of these crystals, I'll name them again in case you have them or in case you want to buy them. It's really not necessary, but trust me, it would not hurt if you know how to do crystal healing. The rainbow Mayanite, the Moldavite, the Mukite jasper. This is the Brandenburg amethyst. It's hard to find, but it's also this stone will heal you physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, which I think Dave says here. Oh, and here it is, malachite. Malachite is how you cleanse toxic emotions. Oh, could you? I mean, you couldn't. I mean, you know how many cards I have? Thousands and thousands of cards, and how they line this up is just. My faith is. Oh, that's right. They had that card. Where's that faith? They asked me to take that out today. Faith, right? Um, I wouldn't believe it unless I knew it to be true, that they're always able to line these things up. Always amazes me. Anyway, so yes, they're talking about you having to heal. They're toxic at this point, which is why your soul is having, it's having pain. It's like in pain because what you're passionate about, is not being realized. It's not blossoming right now. Okay, so how are they going to sum this up? Let's see. The spirit of, I think these are a little bit low. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. It's a big spread today. All right. And she is so beautiful. I love this. The spirit of the bear. And there we go. That should do it. Okay. Anyway. So spirit of the bear. Oh, coming out of hibernation. So this is they always sum up in the last line of the spread. So coming out of hibernation, or a time of reflection, or if you like to think of it like a time of hermitage, right? This is where the healing comes from. This is where you learn how to take care of yourself, how to realize yourself by getting rid of what's no longer needed. By all different forms of healing and harmonizing your masculine and feminine. You can do that through chakra balancing. Crystals, obviously, they are suggesting that. Meditation for the divine feminine, a time in nature for the divine masculine, and so on and so forth. And since this talks about the 396 hertz, that is your root chakra, right? Spirit of bear, 396, that's your root chakra. I don't know if you have access to any type of music that does frequencies, but you can, if you can play that while you meditate on your root chakra, that will help quite, that will go a long way to help you with balancing your divine masculine. Okay, so going forward, they then say it's really important for you to kick back and relax. You need to, especially your heart, you need to basically let go and have faith. Have faith. Here's the faith again. I didn't know why I never know why they asked me to pull things, but okay. It always eventually unfolds. So they want you to let go and have faith that you will be led. You know, if you take time and put the work in to connect, that you will be led. You know, the fact that you're here listening right now, I mean, you're already being led. So whether that's, you know, I'm not saying that that would only be through my channel. Maybe there would be other readings for you, but it's saying if you're connecting, you'll find that things just happen serendipitously. You don't need to worry. They have you. The divine has you. You just have to let them in, right? You have to stop blocking everybody, especially your connection to spirit. Which brings us to this. I mean, talk about opening up. Look at this. Look at that. You're going from one to starting to open up and relaxing to completely letting yourself go. And just, I hate to use a cliche, they say, what? Let go and let God, or let go and let spirit, let go and let the divine. This person is completely relaxed and allowing themselves to be in their divine feminine. It's exactly what this whole, right? The Hermitage, the contemplation, the winter, that's divine feminine. This is divine feminine. Mookaite is also known for being a great stone when you're parenting, especially for mothers. I've used a lot over the years myself. So this entire column is divine feminine. Then we go on to the theta of Venus. The theta of Venus. Now, theta is another vibration. So again, they're talking about harmonizing your energy, which is vitally important to you at this time. They're asking you to attune yourself to your higher consciousness by choosing to access the purest frequencies from your heart. You know, what are you truly passionate about? You know, acknowledge the lower frequencies, such as judgment, fear, doubt, or shame, when they arise within you, but don't 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 give them a foothold in your heart. Don't dwell on them. You know, cut them out. Now you're ready for a higher understanding to see things in a whole new and more positive. That's what this is. It's talking about getting rid of all of this negativity and remembering to keep yourself in a positive light. And that's also, you know, mentally, right? Allow your inner knowing. Allow your inner knowing, right? Allow your inner knowing to guide you to a unique and beautiful and highly spiritual life path, which is what your heart is seeking. You know, don't turn away. Don't turn away. Don't turn away from what you know in your heart to be true, no matter what appears to be or what seems logical to you at this time. Trust what your heart's telling you. Trust it. Trust your heart. Trust your heart. You're safe. You're safe and protected. Look, its spirit is all around you. You're empowered with all that you need to manifest your authentic self. All parts of you, right? Divine feminine, divine masculine, your animal self, your human self, your physical self, and your spiritual self, right? You have everything it takes to connect to the light. You don't have to stay emotionally down. You have everything it takes to connect to the light and to live that connection in a practical way, which contributes positive energy to the human collective. And that is why, we get these aches. I mean, that's the bottom line. The reason we get these aches is when we are not living up to our fullest potential. Our soul knows that. And so we always have that nagging feeling inside us. And all it takes, and I know it's not so easy, but all it takes is for us to harmonize all the different aspects of ourselves. And just like anything you learn for the first time, anything you need to learn, there's a learning curve. But once you spend time practicing, being mindful, setting healthy boundaries, right? Not letting toxic energy or people or thoughts keep you down, you're golden. I mean, you can really have it all. And that's what Spirit's trying to tell you. So I want to say thank you, Spirit. And I want to say thank you so much for being here. And I wish you all the best with your endeavors and your calling. All right? And I look forward to seeing everyone whenever they need guidance. All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye.